Hi guys, welcome back to CMD and another video. You join me at hothatches.co.uk with the Mercedes A35 AMG. This one is a particularly special example. Previously owned by a gent with quite the car collection. It's PPF'd at the front all the way to the wing mirrors and it's immaculate. It's an absolute minter. Loaded with very special specification, including a nav that's got augmented reality almost, in that it shows me the road in front of me and tells me which way to go. Everything in here is super duper amazing premium, as per usual with Chris's cars. Two-litre straight 4 engine through a 7-speed automatic gearbox. Forgive my sunglasses, I'm blind. Now admittedly, I've never driven one of these before, and they've never been on my radar because they're just not my jam. That being said, initial impressions are very, very high standard. I get this dual screen right in front of me. I've got all of my buttons. I can program everything from cruise control to nav to my phone. The position is very nice, it's just that actually. But there's loads of adjustment in everywhere that I sit.
Take the third exit at the roundabout onto A40 and then take the third exit at the roundabout. The
nav's very pleasant. I am going to have to turn that off. There's a man there with a moustache and a monocle, which means you know you're in Beaconsfield. If you're new to CMD, we've been set up as a YouTube channel with a difference. All of the revenue we generate from sponsored videos, like this one by hothatches.co.uk, and the ad revenue, all lands in a designated bank account. All of those funds, without exception, are all donated to charity, both local, national and international. More recently, we've written out cheques for £1,500 to Birmingham Children's Hospital and £750 to Mission Motorsport. And that wouldn't be possible without people like you watching videos like this. So if you like what you see, hit that like button, give me a subscribe, tell your friends, and I really appreciate it. Right, enough of that. Everything is right at my fingertips, from adjustment to my climate. All of the obvious buttons are right here, which I quite like. I think we have gone very screen-based, haven't we, more recently? But I've got things like air circulation, automatic climate control, and a few fundamental buttons. I've got this massive tray with wireless charging, 2 good cup holders, and then this sort of like mouse mat that I can use to navigate the screen, which does help to avoid waving your finger over a screen. I'm just going to pop the sunroof forward. Big fan of a sunroof. But yeah, I mean, there's a place to sit. The seating position's fantastic. I don't feel twisted. The dials are very clear. I've got a heads-up display, which is also showing me what gear I'm in, what speed I'm doing, the speed limit. These seats are immensely comfortable. I've looked at the seats in the A45S, which I'm filming a bit later, and they look less comfortable. So actually, from my perspective, these are hugging me quite nicely. Enough about that anyway. Let's toggle this bad boy into sport. Drop a gear and see what it's about. Okay. Sounds great. I was a little bit worried about the sound. Sounds fantastic. And you get this lovely little, I'd say it's quite a spiky delivery actually. The car's not lacking in power, but it's handling its size and weight very well. I'm feeling very engaged. Quite surprised at how well it handles, but it has got this very nice suppleness to the ride, in that I don't feel like I'm in a racing car. And yet it still doesn't feel like it's giving up a huge amount of grip for that. Brakes are 4-pot, but they're certainly doing the business. engaging than I was expecting, but it just strikes me as a very quick, very quick A to B car. This thing revs out to 6,500, which for a little 2 litre, it's nice, it's punchy. Gear shifts are nice and fast. Turning's good, and accelerations, yeah, like it. Enough. It's not rocket ship fast, it's not slow. We can go Sport Plus. Let's go Sport Plus. Nice few pops. You know what this car is, and I think it's a sign of a good hot hatch. It's very blatantly A to B fast. It's taking some getting used to, that Mercedes gear selector on the stalk. Right, bit of loose surface underneath. Needs to get out quick. It does. All the way up to the red line. Yes. Yeah, I tell you what, this thing goes. It's when you're on the move, it's very confidence inspiring. For those of you who know me, know the channel, this would not normally be my bag, but woo, does it go? A lot more engaging than I was expecting. A lot more. In a very good way. Yeah, well done, Mercedes. Wow. And the sun's shining. You know what it needs? I need that sunroof back. Bit of fresh air. Oh, listen to that. I would never profess to be an expert on these cars, especially with hot hatches. I mean, what I try and give you is my initial impression based on half an hour in the car and doing my own research, and sometimes a bit of previous experience. But it's been a while since I filmed a car here where I've wanted to do a long journey home in it. And naturally, this is the sort of car that you can imagine would eat up the motorway miles. I mean, comfort now, everything's off, sunroof open. I can just imagine myself with my tunes, chilling out, and it would be a very nice place to sit. I've got a very trick sound system, very good sat nav, and it'll just take me all the way. The ride is super compliant, very Mercedes in that respect. Quite surprised how good it is for a shorter wheelbase. And the 4MATIC system is, well, let's be fair, very good. Some warm tyres on some warm tarmac there, and you know, you can unsettle it and the car is leaning towards understeer, but that is very traditional for a car that is fresh out of a factory. They come wired that way for the safety of the general public. Some cars naturally have more understeer than others. Audi. But yeah, as I put it all back to hot hatches, I'm trying to think of where I can be critical about it. There's a lot of high gloss black, which makes me nervous because it normally scratches. That being said, I think I mentioned it at the start of this video, this has got to be one of the most immaculate used cars I think I've ever sat in. It's like brand new. There's not a blemish on it, even on all the high gloss black, which, yeah, I genuinely have no idea how he's even done that. The previous owner clearly did not have children. So, a car I was not expecting to be that excited about or impressed by has done a rather nice job. Well done, Mercedes. It's effortless. It really is effortless. And how nice is it to have a heads-up display? Literally don't need most of this. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this quick-fire A35 drive. If you're interested in this car, or any hot hatch, quite frankly, be sure to check Chris out. He's known for both fantastic stock and being able to source some very special cars in this area. I'll put a link in the description below. Huge thank you to Chris, as always, for letting me have a play in what is essentially his assets. I'm literally on my way back now to test drive the A35 AMG, a car that's £15,000 more expensive than this one. It's going to have to go pretty well to warrant an extra 15 grand, I can tell you. Be sure to tune into that video if you're interested to see what we think. Cheers.